Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm. Born and bred, saved by love, count my blessing from above.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending upon where you are around the world. I am Marcus Holmes, a love activist, and welcome to another edition of Love and Stuff each Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take a moment to click share and tag someone to join us. 5 of your closest Facebook friends, 5 of your more popular ones, Twitch TV, YouTube event subscribers. Join us via Restream here live. And before we do anything else, I know front of mind is the tragedy happening in Uvalde, Texas. The children that were murdered and staff, and details are still unfolding. It's a difficult day for, I think, all of us around the world who love children, who want peace, and want to see um, young lives not uh, subjected to criminal victimization. And so I wanted to pause at the opening just to offer a prayer. We do have some replay content. I am just uh, Anyone who knows me knows that I love seniors and I love children. I love other people too, but those are two of my favorite groups. And so any harm that is done to children grips my heart in a special way, especially at the hands of someone who I think is probably 18, is probably still a child to me. I've had the privilege over the past 37 years, I believe, to work with children, young people since I was a teenager. I've been working with children and youth, not my vocation, but my avocation. And so I've had many 18-year-olds, that graduate and go off to school. And I have kids who have children who say that this was my youth choir director, or this was the youth leader. And I can only imagine any one of them being 18 and coming to this conclusion. I don't know the facts surrounding what has occurred, and I don't know the reasonings behind it. And so I wanted to just take a moment and offer prayer before we go into some of the content that we already have. Um, it is replay content, and I wanted to share it because we are on a self care journey. But before I do, I just wanted to offer prayer. Um, I really don't have words except words of prayer. So I'm going to offer prayer and then a moment of silence. We'll start with that moment of silence and then prayer. Father of all, in us all, above us all, through us all, undergirding us all. Many won't understand, and I'm sure I'm among them, why we are blessed with such wonderful little lives and then watch them taken away so quickly. It's almost as if they didn't really get the opportunity to really live. It will be tough for mothers and fathers who are longing to have little hands and arms in their arms. Some will not want to go on or live anymore. Some will need help from living in fear and paranoia. Some will need help in trusting you because they don't understand. Some are filled with anger about losing these children. And we need your touch to hold us as we process this grief, as families process this grief, and hope for a day where joy can return into their lives and existence. Lord, teach them how to cherish the memories of their blessed little ones without being overwhelmed consistently, constantly in the whelming flood of grief. Redeem these losses and show your mighty hand to heal Uvalde, Texas, the United States, the world, and our hearts. You are the way, the truth, and the light. No parent expects to outlive their children, and some don't know how to move on or forward. Help them to trust you through painful circumstances. Protect them from bitterness so that they can honor the lives of these beautiful angels. Lord, it seems like you would be angry like we are to see such violence committed against children. We're reminded that your word says, let the children come unto you and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven. Some will be angry with you. Some are enraged with you at what they perceive as your silence, at they perceive as your lack of protection. Even though we don't see the good in the situation, you are good. And we need to experience your miracle in this tragedy. What would you have us to do? How would you have us to respond? We're continuing to hold on until the day where death is truly swallowed up in victory. Until then, empower us who still rely on your goodness and still declare that you are good. Empower us to be a salve to those whose hearts are broken, to those whose spirits are trembling, to those whose faith is shaken. Help us to be healing to them as you have been to us. Move through us, flow through us. Give us the resources, the words, the actions, the deeds that will help in these times of sorrow. Who else could we turn to? In the best of government, in the best of resources, none of them compare to your almighty power. So we turn to you and we ask that you will bless the families impacted, the staff at the school. God, it's an elementary school. Cover them all by the precious blood of your son, Jesus. And in his name, we do pray. Amen. I wanted to just take a moment for that. It has been overwhelming. And I hope that those of you, by extension of us that are in the Texas area, will be eyes and ears for us in the ways that we will be able to be of ministry to these families. As we pivot into some of the content that we want to share from inside of Love and Stuff, I also want to remind you that we have a special series of shows coming up that are geared toward lifting every voice and vote. We're asking for you to join us in a pledge to up votership around the country. You may be hearing the breaking news of Governor Kemp defeating his opponent in the primaries. And so we believe it will be him and Stacey Abrams running for the gubernatorial seat in Georgia. And so, our family and friends in Georgia, do not forget, we still need you to go to the polls. We still need to make sure that this midterm election goes well. And if you were not able to tune in to Valerie Colbert Osunwadi talk about women's reproductive rights being under assault, if you don't understand the power that states have to be the arbiter of value, which means they decide what the value will be funded, what the value will be legislated, and if their values are anti-abortion, then states may soon have that power. So you and I have power, and we have to lift every voice and vote. So if you have any relatives in Georgia, help us to gear them up. Any relatives in Pennsylvania, help us to gear them up so that they understand there is power in their vote. Don't forget just what you did not too long ago. There's power in it, and we want to ensure that you do that as well. Tomorrow, join us at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Darren Williams with Love and the Scripture. It's our newest offering. And if you're wondering what do the scriptures have to say about love, you want to spend 30 minutes with us each Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darren, who is a preacher, pastor, educator, historian extraordinaire, delves into the scripture and brings forward a worldview to help you really think about what you think about love and how you are moving and navigating in love and what the scriptures have to say about it. It's our newest offering, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. If you love sports, we're all about love in this community. And if you love sports or would love to learn more about sports, we have two sports heads who are dedicated and committed every other Saturday to share sports. So this weekend, take it into your Memorial Day weekend with them. All right. We're going to go right into our content. Lots of birthday shouts out and wishes for folks within the Love and Stuff community, the Glam Doctor, Mama V. We are happy that the Lord has blessed you with another year. Happy, happy, happy birthday. We're on a journey of self-care. And in this journey of self-care, we believe that self-care is simply your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness. And so inside of our Love and Stuff, which you can join our group inside of Love and Stuff by going to the page, inside of Love and Stuff, there's a young lady whose name is Tasha Green. She is a massage therapist by trade, and she has had some health challenges and struggled with her weight. And she has made such remarkable strides. This is a replay content from part of her Gratefulness Journey Everyday Stride. And she continues to lose more weight, experience better health, and you can too. I am not a licensed doctor of any sort. I am not a licensed loveologist or relationship coach. I'm just telling you what I've shared with different people, and it has worked for them. You may not experience the same results that they experience if you employ some of the same advice that I provided. I would, as I have told them, to run my advice by your doctor, your practitioner, your health practitioner, your therapist, your pastor, whomever your coach is on whatever level of advice that you're receiving. But I can tell you that the advice has worked. Okay. And so we're going to share with you some of what Tasha Green employed for her life. And I hope that you will find some value with it. And we'll be back after sharing this pre recorded content. All right, we are live. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. I am Marcus Holmes, and we are streaming through Restream live on a couple of our channels. We are on our LinkedIn Live channel. We are on our Facebook Live page, Marcus R. Holmes, on the Love and Stuff page, on our Twitch channel, and on YouTube. And we're here taking a moment from the Gratefulness Journey talking with Tasha Green. Welcome, Tasha Green.
Hi, how are you? Good
Good.
morning. Well, good afternoon.
It is here, but there are people that might be watching anywhere, so I always say good morning, good afternoon, whatever.
Okay.
And Tasha Green is affectionately known to me as Love. I've been calling her Love since we were young adults because we're still young. And she makes these amazing cinnamon rolls that she used to make. And I often think of that when my mother passed away. You brought those cinnamon rolls, and they were such comfort to me, such comfort food. And
That was
so,
your dad.
pardon me?
That was when your dad passed.
Oh, that's when my dad passed. Thank you for correcting me. Yes, she
Mm-hmm.
made cinnamon rolls, but you've been making them for a long time. And so, Tasha's a part of the Love and Stuff community, a part of the Gratefulness Journey, which we want you all to understand a little bit more about the Gratefulness Journey and why you should join Tasha and others like her who are committed to transforming their lives. And so, about a year ago, feels like a little bit more, but time just flies, doesn't it, Tasha?
It does.
We
It
were
really
talking
does.
we were talking about your own personal journey and your some health challenges that you were having, are experiencing. Can you talk to us a little bit about where you were about this time last year and what the doctors were telling you when we first started having conversations around this?
Last year around this time, it really wasn't about the doctors telling me. I was just in a whole lot of different pain. Found
Hmm.
out my sugar level was extremely high. Um, it was like 565
Wow.
if I remember right.
Wow.
Um, I was just going through, just lost a good friend of mine who I call my sister. End up in the hospital, and Marcus reached out to me and he let me know, okay, well, everything I gave him like a list of 10 things that was going on, and I was just overwhelmed with so much going on. So he said, what can we do now, love? He said, this is what I want you to do. He gave me a regimen of what to eat, what to drink. Told me to try to start exercising a little bit. And I told him, oh, it hurts so bad to exercise. He said, yeah, but you still got to do it. Sorry, y'all. My hand keep going down, trying to keep the camera focused. But I did what he told me to do, and it helped. And basically what he told me to do, I could only eat meat twice a week. I had to eat nothing but vegetables, morning, well, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Well, no, not breakfast, but lunch and dinner. He told me what my options was for breakfast. We cut out sugar, starch. Only meats I could eat was fish and chicken. Um, the thing I was mixing with my teas or either with my water or just drinking as is was it was apple cider vinegar, raw honey, lemons. I threw ginger in there. And I'm missing something, Marcus. What was it?
So I was going to start by reading what you sent to me today, which it was beautiful and it really touched my heart as a backdrop. But I'll go back. Your apple cider vinegar with chopped up ginger, not ginger powder, lemon,
Right,
not lemon
right.
juice, and honey. Boil in water or drink in tea twice a day. And then have 10 glasses of 8 ounces of water also a day. And as she mentioned, no bread other than pumpernickel bread. She could have that. Oatmeal at least twice a week for breakfast. Vegetables only 3 meals per day. Fish and chicken, baked or pan seared, no fried foods. She could have fish or chicken once a week, but not shrimp or tilapia. So it couldn't be the bottom feeder fish that she could have. And let me just say, I'm not a medical professional, but I did get this from a doctor who used to provide this to my mom, Dr. Hambrick, who's no longer practicing. But I just want to put that disclaimer out there just for people to know. And no rice during the 30 days, not even brown rice. Um, she could have a sweet potato, just not white potatoes. Go easy on the brown sugar, mix in a little honey. Um, we talked about how to dress the vegetables and stuff like that. And so I know you at one point talked to your doctor about it. He was like, this is great.
He did. And then not only that, I got sidetracked, especially with this COVID. I'm speeding up a little bit, but I got sidetracked a little bit. But every time I got sidetracked, I moved back into what you told me to eat. drink. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I have lost a total of 32 pounds from today to last year. I am so excited because you know what, you guys, and I'm going to try not to get emotional with this. Food is my best friend. It's like my go-to for everything, you know,
Mhm.
and I know it's
Mhm.
probably a whole lot of people out there
Mhm.
that's, you know, just like me.
Yeah.
Um, I woke up this morning feeling so grateful because I was like, you know what? Marcus has been there since day one. I have other people that's been there since day one, but I mean, this man has been checking. Hey, love, how you doing? What you doing? What's going on? And you know, I'll respond real quick. Well, come on, let's talk about it. No, I don't want to. You know, I've been kind of like, but he knows me, you know, and sometimes I'll check in. But it was also what made me reach out to you this morning. I was listening to Carlos Rogers, another
Mm.
good friend of ours, and he
Mhm.
was talking about how food and other things that has our mind to the point where we have to think differently, we have to do differently. And he was just basically telling his friends, I want you around for a long time, come on, let's get it together. You know what I'm saying? And you just popped up in my mind like, oh my god, I have not thanked him lately, and I'm going to thank this man until I get to my weight goal, and probably even longer than that, because he didn't have to reach out and say, hey, love, do this. Hey, love, do that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to check on me. Come on, camera. Come on. There we go. He didn't have to check on me um like he does. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful for that. But I was just so grateful. I lost 32 pounds just to lose 5 pounds and then gain it back. It was like, oh my God, what's the use of going through all this? You know what I'm saying? And people, let me tell you, I have been, I am still in pain. I still have a long ways to go. I have to get a hip replacement. So I still got to lose like about 45 pounds. But the point of the matter is, I lost this. It stayed off. And I'm like, I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. So I'm so excited about that. And even though people's like, girl, you lost a lot of weight, I don't see it, even though my clothes have changed on the size that I wear or whatnot. But it's still, to me, it's like, have I lost? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in pain. I'm still to the point where I can't do stairs like I used to. I'm a massage therapist. I have to limit. Actually, I haven't been doing no massages. Really, well, I was doing a little bit before COVID, but now I'm not doing none because I can't stand that long. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I know I'm going to get back into doing what I love doing, which is helping people as well as doing my massages. But I was just so excited. And I just had to, you know, he always say, well, let's share your grateful journey. And I share with other people, like, you know, we supposed to, but I haven't got on the screen, you know, shared. I'm not one to really do cameras or stuff like that, surprisingly, as much as I like talking. But um, it's just, I just needed to share this. I was just so overjoyed. Come on,
I am
face.
overjoyed to hear it because something that you said is important, love. I want to be around for a long time. I want you to be around for a long time. I want Autumn to have children when she gets married. She's saying now she's not sure, but I want her to get married and have children. And I want to tell her children about the time that you made cinnamon rolls for me. I want you to be around to be able for me to point and say, that's the lady. So we have to do our best to take care of ourselves or we may not be around. Right. And so,
Right.
it's important. And so when I saw that you were, I think you had shared a post and then I was like, okay, let me find out what's going on with love. And so I would inbox you and talk to you. And sometimes you're right. You were like, well, no, I don't feel like talking to them. Like, well, no, I feel like talking. Let's find out what's going on.
What's
How
going
can
on?
we help? Because we are, friends for forever. And so I wanted to make sure that you knew that you weren't going through this journey or your pains alone. So I have to read what you wrote me this morning. It says, good morning, Marcus. I woke up this morning so grateful to have a friend like you in my life. Marcus, around this time last year, I was a mess health wise. I'm still a mess, just 1/3 healthier than last year, though. Smile. Thank you, Jesus. Hands raised. My total weight loss for the year is 32 pounds. I was just cheering when I read that. I know it's supposed to be more, but I fell off a lot. But I'm grateful for my 32 pounds. You know, it hurts me so bad to do stairs. But while I was in South Carolina, I had to do stairs. So now that I'm home, because I still walk slower than a turtle, I do the stairs at least twice a week, down twice and up twice. Just still doing baby steps. I took beef out my diet completely. Great for you. I got an air fryer to because I love chicken so much. That's great. But my goal is to see how much more weight I can get off by November since I need a hip replacement. Can't get it till I lose at least 45 pounds. Well, I just wanted to share my gratefulness with you. I just want you to know what keeps me on track when I fall off is how you told me to eat in the beginning of all this. Thank you so much. I know I'll be thanking you till I can't no more. Enjoy your day. That was so, that was the pick me up that I needed this morning because raised some great points in there, and I don't even think that you were trying to articulate some of these great points, but you raised a great point that we all need to realize, love. We will fall off. We will slack off. We will make mistakes, be it eating, be it relationships, be it resolving conflict. You might have been in a relationship and just fine today, and then you cuss each other out tomorrow. You fell off. Or you stop communicating, or you say, I'm going to go back to school and you didn't fill out the application. We all have the potential to fall off, but you got back on. And that's what I want people to hear today on the gratefulness journey. The only way that you can get results is if you get back on, whatever it is you're trying to remove stress in your life, if that's your goal. If you're trying to reconnect with others in your life, if that's your goal. If you're just trying to find more meaning and purpose in your life. When you fall off the gratefulness journey, when you take a misstep or you sit down or you stop, get back up and keep going. It's okay if you fall off because 32 pounds is something that everybody should celebrate. Even if you wanted it to be 75 pounds, it's more than 3 ounces. And so it's 32 pounds. And so maybe it wasn't where you want it to be exactly, but you're beyond where you started. And keep going. I wanted people to hear that. And I wanted people to hear that you were grateful for being on your journey. You were grateful for knowing, hey, I got goals that I want to make. Hey, I know it's going to be some adversity because I have some challenges with my hip going up and down stairs. But guess what? I know I have to do it, that you have built some perseverance for yourself. These are great points and lessons for anybody that would join the gratefulness journey. And so I want to ask you, how would you encourage people to join the gratefulness journey? What would you tell them? Because I'm encouraged. I would join again if I'm not already knowing that you said, hey, I fell off, but I got back on. And I recognize that I'm not on this journey alone and I'm going to keep persevering. What would you tell somebody about why they should join you on this gratefulness journey?
I have come to realize, like you said, we all need to know we're human. We're gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong. And the main thing I like about Gratefulness Journey, you have support. You may not see it, but you have support. You have this big old community that will reach out to you and tell you, hey, it's okay, let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? So don't give up, don't beat yourself up. Okay, you gained a pound, or okay, it didn't turn out right today, but hey, tomorrow, or matter of fact, the next hour is going to be better. Let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So don't beat yourself up so much. It's just good to have people that care about you, or let me just say a community that care about you, that's willing to reach out to keep telling you, let's keep moving. I got your back. Regardless if you're feeling down today, I have you. So, it's always good to have that with you when you're going through something. That's the best thing about love and stuff and this grateful journey.
Yeah.
And they're always there to make you smile even when you're sad. You know what I'm saying? There's days when I turn into love and stuff. I might hear it for the whole duration, or I might just go ahead and just listen to some, but it's always something in there that's going to motivate you to keep going more. It's always something in there that's going to lift your spirits up. And that's what it's all about, lifting each other up. You need that community to lift you up. You can't do it by yourself, especially with this COVID going on. It's so much depression that's coming into people's mind. You need people out there that's going to lift you up,
Hmm.
or you lifting them up. It's just, that's it.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why I said I had to get you on. So people, sometimes everybody doesn't get to see everybody that's on the gratefulness journey. I'm trying to encourage more of you and more of you to come on and share your gratefulness journey moments, because they can hear mine, but I'm the one that started the gratefulness journey. So it's different. But I want them to hear everybody that's in the gratefulness journey. And I try not to inundate you with content every day. Everybody that's in the gratefulness journey, I try to send you messages that help to keep us all going. But I want to share everybody else's message, because Tasha, this is great. Somebody else out there is in love with food like you are and I am. Somebody else out there has walked through loss, and we haven't talked about you. You've experienced some deep losses, and some of them pretty rapidly, like I have. Some of different things have occurred in your life: the loss of income, the loss of being able to do your massage therapy, the loss of having your brick and mortar and having to step away from that, which I know was a big decision for you, and painful for you to be able to do. I'm so proud of you that you're still here and still committed to getting better, and it will get better, and you will be back to getting those bomb massages that everybody is telling me are so wonderful, and your business will boom and it will flourish. It's just maybe God is saying, hey, let's work on Tasha. You've been working on everybody else and their self-care. Let's work on Tasha so that she can be all that she can be, bringing all of that love that she brings to people. Maybe that's what God is saying in the season.
That's how I take it. Yes,
Yeah.
that's just how I take it, because even though I'm going to share a little bit tidbit with you. While I was going to South Carolina, I went twice.
Mm-hmm.
Another loved one I lost, but it was my best friend. I call her my other godmother, because Nicole's mom was my godmother as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my best friend's got mom passed May 9th. That's all she knew was her mom. You know what I'm saying? Even though she has family there, that's all she knew was her mom. I had to get, and I told her mother some years back, if anything ever happened to you, it'll always be me and Landa. She'll always have a family here. So I just went. We did the funeral and stuff, and it was like I was her own, her other daughter. That's how we did everything together. I did everything until I got there. We did it over the phone or stuff. But I went there and I told her, I said, okay, sissy, I got to go take care of me. I had some business. I had to come back in, to see if I'm going to get some income or whatnot, as well as health. She said, okay. I said, I'll be right back. Then I went back, because I'm just getting back home. I only been home for about a week. I
Mm-hmm.
went back and stayed with her for 3 weeks. And I told her, I was like, if you're not ready for me to go, I'm not going. I had to make sure she was okay. So here it is. Both of us diabetic. Her diabetes is worse than mine. But I'm making sure she eat, making sure she take her medicine. And at the same time, I'm struggling and cussing these stairs out, going up the stairs or whatnot. But I was just proud that I could be there for my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was proud to the point where I was still helping both of us out. And I just knew I gained 30 pounds with this COVID. When the doctor just told me I only gained 5, I was like, ooh, that was a good thing. Because when I get with her, I tell you, I have to really beat both of us up like we eating out of control. Stop it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was really excited about that. And then she's seen, okay, so this how you eat when you at home. I said, yeah, I know you don't cook, but let's prepare this and that. We're going to put it in the freezer, so the days you don't feel like cooking, you can just take it out. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
she made sure I made at least something for the week before I left. She ate off of it for the whole week, but still, it was stuff in the freezer. I'm like, look, you can put this and this together. It only take a minute to warm it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was excited about that, but at the same time, just them stairs. Look, you seen when I came over your house how them stairs, and her stairs is steeper, and it was more, and just going up, because that's where the bathroom was, that's where the bedrooms was, and I was like, Jesus, this hurts so bad. Then had to climb my short self up in her car,
Mm-hmm.
because she had a truck.
Mm-hmm.
I really did a lot, but the point is, I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, okay, little by little, and your words kept going in my mind, Tasha. If you just walk down the driveway this bit, You know what I'm saying? Just do little stuff just to make sure your bones don't lock up on you. And it's not so much as it's locking up on me, it just hurts so bad just to move them. You know what I'm saying? But I did it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, I was, like I said, grateful. It's a whole lot of times where I felt down and I just get on you was on there seeing your gratefulness journey. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you're right. Today gonna be good. We gonna do this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
People need it.
Yes. And I want more people to join and share. That's what the gratefulness journey is all about, because you never know at the moment that somebody needs to be encouraged, there is a moment of gratefulness that someone can share. It is truly contagious. So I'm going to share with everybody the stuff that I share with Tasha. And I decided, Tasha, this morning that I am going to do a free ebook of the stuff I share with you. And I'm going to call it Tasha's Tidbits. And anybody that joins the gratefulness journey and anybody who wants it can get this same information that I shared with you a year ago. And I'm just grateful that it's, working for you. And, again, the disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I did get this information from a doctor who no longer practices, and that was years ago that he gave this information to me. So but you feel free to check it out. What your doctor, Tasha, did, her doctor said this is great. So you can check it out with your doctor if you decide to do this. I think it will be great for anybody that's in love with food or anybody that knows that they need to make some changes health-wise, okay? So for the next 30 days, vegetables only for 3 meals per day and fish or chicken once per week, baked or pan-seared, no shrimp or tilapia, no fried foods, no bread other than pumpernickel, oatmeal at least twice a week for breakfast, apple cider vinegar with chopped up ginger, lemon, and honey. You can boil that in water or drink it in tea twice a day. 10 glasses of 8 ounces of water at least once a day. Walk twice per day, at least 6 city blocks. Now, if you don't live in the city, then you probably have a longer block, so you can cut that in half. If you are having trouble walking, then, as I told Tasha, walk up and down your driveway and then walk up and down the sidewalk. Add a house every day until your tolerance builds up to walk a block, then walk 2 blocks, then walk 3 blocks. But get out and do some walking every day. Those of you that like to ride the bike, you can ride the bike. If you're able to ride the bike, you can do that. But get out and get mobile. Then we talked about no pop, no Kool-Aid, 6 ounces of orange juice and cranberry juice, not juice cocktail, no sweet tea. If you can dance, you can walk. You can prepare your vegetables several ways. I mean, there are tons of ways to prepare them, but I said, hey, steam them. You can pan sear them, stir fry them with olive oil or ginger sesame oil. You can use egg whites, vinegar, oil, and seasoning to make you a dressing if you decide to do that. You can grill them or broil them with the above oils and or with carrots, raw or juiced. So if you have juicers, you can do that with your vegetables. You can juice your vegetables. Let's see. You can have a sweet potato, just not white potatoes. Go easy on the brown sugar, just a dash, and mix it with honey or make a drizzle for that sweet potatoes. If you do create a dressing of olive oil, lemon juice, vinegar, or red wine, you can use that. Oregano and your favorite seasoning, you can find different ways to enjoy those vegetables. And no rice for the 30 days, including brown rice. And so that was, now you may modify that, and Love will tell you, people call it cheating. I call it modifying. If it's the Labor Day is coming up and you want you some pork ribs, you could have some pork ribs, but you have to do that in moderation. Up your water and up your vinegar, apple cider vinegar drinking during that time. So where you'd have 2 cups, you got to add an additional cup. If you know you're going to have some barbecue, and I'm not a proponent of depriving people from things that they like. It's really about building a discipline so that you do things in moderation. Notice it's for 30 days so that you can start you a new path. It's not so that you can say, I'm giving something up, even though Tasha gave up beef. Good for her. that's not necessarily the goal overall, but it's a goal for her. And so it makes you be disciplined about the choices that you're going to make, about the things that you're going to eat, and the things that are going to impact your body and impact your sleep. It's going to impact your sleeping. Now, Tasha's is a little different because she has some pain about that hip. So that's going to be something that we're working to, get the weight off so that she can have the necessary thing. But Tasha, I meant to tell you can do some turmeric to kind of help with that pain too.
I take
Either the
turmeric.
yeah. Some of that should help with some of the pain, but you're going to only be free of that once the doctors do their part in that. Got that? But it's for you to have a better life. And out of it, you're saying that Tasha's having a more grateful life, even in the journey where she's learning to care for her because she's used to caring for everybody else. She's like many of you, and sometimes me, we've been caregivers for everybody else. And so now it's tough sometimes being caregiving for yourself, but she's learning that caregiving for yourself. And I believe, love, the more that you do about it, the more your deep discovery of the wonderful love and person that you are is going to shine through even more, and it's going to bless your love life. Now, that's just my belief. I'm not a prophet, but I believe that you get deeper in the love of yourself, and then that love starts to bubble up more, and you start to feel more open and good about love coming back into your life. Now, that's what I believe for you. And so I just want to encourage everybody, join the Gratefulness Journey. I've dropped the link. When you join, you get a free quiz to take a gratitude quiz to see how grateful you are. And it tells you the areas that you need to work on. We will occasionally send you content about gratefulness. We won't inundate you every day with just tons of contents. It's not, putting you in a sales funnel to sell you something. It is really just to get you to thinking about how can you include more grateful in your life. And when you do that, the gratitude science says that you are 49% more productive, that your brain goes into an area of automatically processing habits better, that it declutters your thinking so that you can think more clearly, that it improves your immune system. There are so many health and physical benefits from gratitude, and not just the psychological benefits of gratitude, which are immeasurable, of how it boosts your esteem, of how it boosts your empathy, your capacity to forgive and to heal, all of those things beyond measurement. But it also has some great physiological benefits as well. So that's why we want you to join Tasha Green, who we call Love, in our community, and all folks that are in the gratefulness journey, Sonia, Sharice, and many others that have shared from their gratefulness moments. We want to share with the world your gratefulness moments, and we can't share them unless you join the gratefulness journey. It's simply this: 3 things you're grateful for every day. Think of 3 things. And if you can't think of 3 things, that's okay. That's the place to start. Click Google and type in things to be grateful for and see if any of the things that come up resonate with you. But if you woke up this morning and you're grateful for that, there's number 1. 3 things you're grateful for, and then you got to speak them aloud. Speak them aloud because that serves as an affirmation. That affirmation means that you're calling unto you what you want. Now, if you're saying you're grateful for something that you're not, so if you're saying I'm grateful for my wife, but you're always cussing your wife out, that gratefulness will fight against who you are. And that's what you want. You want to be challenged so that you aspire to be something different than you are today. So that is the transformative power in affirmations. Affirmations call into you what you want, and they challenge who you are that's different from what you're saying. Okay. And then the third thing is you share it with 3 people. Like today, Tasha shared it with more than 3 people, but you have opportunities, even if you're talking to somebody on a Zoom, if you're in the drive-through at Popeyes, if you're in the CVS, you can just say, hey, I'm grateful today to be alive. How about you? That person is going to say, you know what? I'm grateful too. Or they might say, oh, no, it's a bad day. I say, yeah, but it is a day. Even if it's bad, you're here to feel it. That gratefulness calls unto gratefulness, and it challenges anything that isn't grateful. And that's what you want to create in your environment. You want a high environment of gratitude and gratefulness, because it's going to call unto you things that respond to gratefulness. And so I am so glad we got folks that are joining us here: Angelique Ellis, Christopher Jordan, Quentin, Orlando. A whole bunch of folks are coming in or have come in. Carmen Evans, Vivian Morrison, Sonia Wadi, Eunice Shaw Peak, James Arnold, Cedric Jones, Rhonda Blair, Keisha Kiko Douglas, Shantae Michelle Jackson, Deborah Hill. Thank you all that you have come to share with me and Tasha Love Green on the Gratefulness Journey. The link is in the comments. If you want to join the Gratefulness Journey, I'll drop it again. And those of you that have joined the Gratefulness Journey, just like Tasha has done today, just for a few minutes, we want to have you on to share your gratefulness moments so that others will see the folks that are in the Gratefulness Journey and the folks that are benefiting from the Gratefulness Journey. I can tell you that I am so proud of you, Tasha. 32 pounds is a milestone. You have much to celebrate, and the best is yet to come. The best is yet
and I want everybody to know too, y'all need to pay attention to Marcus' page. Sometimes he be putting on some bomb recipes if you got an air fryer. I haven't did that. Well, I messed up with my potatoes, but I haven't did the sauce that you put on the potatoes with the blue cheese or whatnot. Yes, some of his recipes is kind of good.
Thank you for that. You know, I thought about making an ebook of some of the recipes as well. I'll hold off so that more people can send their recipes in so that we can do it that way. But I'm so grateful that Autumn bought me that air fryer. I don't know what to do. I've never been a person who did a lot of frying. My dad was the king of fried foods. And so I really have never really tried it after his passing. He could fry anything. He would fry food. My dad could fry anything. But the air fryer gives you that fried, crispiness. And most recently I had those Cornish hens. I just, I'm going to be buying Cornish hens for just to buy them. I put the bad boys in that air fryer. I soaked them in buttermilk and seasoned them and left it overnight. Actually, I left it over 2 days. I meant to leave it only overnight. Shook up my Tupperware with them in it. I didn't even dredge them in flour. I put them directly into the air fryer, put it on 360 degrees for 35 minutes, and then turned them over for 10 additional minutes. They were juicy, crispy on the outside, but juicy on the inside. And I'm telling you, I said, wow, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that and the potato wedges are my two favorites so far in the air fryer. I love potatoes. I don't eat them all the time, but I try to have a potato maybe once or twice a month. And I just slice them up into wedges because I'm careful. I'm a fried food lover. That's my guilty pleasure. And I'm passing by McDonald's. I'm like, not today, Satan. Because I could be in a drive-through without thinking about it. It's almost like on automatic. I go turn into the lane. I'm like, how did I get in this drive-through? And I know what I want, some fries. And so I do that in moderation and have a potato here or there. And I'm not really even a big mashed potato fan. It's just grease. I know what it is. And so the air fryer reduces that, and it's fantastic. So
I have substituted eggplant for my potatoes, even though I love potatoes like you. But I'm going to see how if it fries the eggplant wedges, as I call them, like the potato wedges, because that's what I used to do on the stove. So I want to see if it does the same thing. And if so, with that sauce, oh, baby, I'll let you know how I go.
Yeah, I also do parsnips. Parsnips fry up a little bit like a potato. The taste is slightly different, but if you season it right, it fries up like a potato. So you can slice up parsnips and do them the same way, boil them for the few minutes, and then put them in the air fryer, season them good, take them out and dip them in the sauce. Autumn loves them. She's like, Uncle, we should have been eating these always. I said, well, I had trouble getting Autumn to eat broccoli. And she said, okra, but okra is actually great for you. But she's like, So I switch up vegetables. I throw them in the stir fry and she eat them. So I sliced up some parsnips and said, "Oh, these are some potatoes." And she was like, "Where you get these from? These are good." I said, "Those are parsnips." But she loves them now. So it's not having to substitute everything. It's doing everything in moderation and eating more of the stuff that you know is healthy, eating less of the stuff that you know your system doesn't break down well, and doing that in moderation. That's all what your journey is about. It really isn't. Though I'm proud of you, red meat. I love red meat, but I'm proud of you that you said, "Hey, beef is not for me."
It's not.
That's a big step.
Yeah.
But it's creating the kind of life that's going to bring the best health, so you can bring to your game, to your massage, to your caregiving, to your life, the very best that Tasha has to offer. And so I am so proud of you. I am so.
I remember when we was going through this. Sorry to interrupt you. I remember we was going through this. It was around, I can't remember what barbecue holiday it was. It must have been Memorial Day or something.
Yeah.
We was barbecuing for something. And I was like, I want some barbecue. And you was like, but that's not vegetables, love. And I was like, okay. I said, I don't care what he said. I'm going to eat me a rib or two. But I understand why he was trying to just keep me on the vegetable thing. Because, you know, it's like once your body, you're doing this with your body, it's like you're doing a cleanse. And then you bring meat back in right away. It wasn't a good thing. But I lived and learned.
Yeah. And you know, you can't beat yourself up when you fall off. You know, I was kind of the one like, okay, you got to get back on, get back on it. But you can't beat yourself to death, because guess what? After that holiday is gone, now you got to start, and you see that you learned a lesson. It's going to be a little bit harder because now you got the taste for this other stuff in you. And until you build in a regimen. Now, for some people, they can start a new habit, especially if you stack habits, which I'm saying, writing in my book. If you stack habits, it's easier to build new habits. But sometimes it takes 45 days to build a really good habit. So you just have to be careful about the things you go back to doing before you build in your new habits. Look at the comments. Reba has joined us. Jeremy Haynes has joined us from Texas. Thank you so much. Jelani Bransford says, send me those recipes. I think I'm going to put them in a book. I don't know. Check me out at Man Do Cook on YouTube. Oh, great, Jelani. We might have to. I might have to come on and do a little cooking segment for you. I don't know. I'm just talking, but I might come on and share at least the Cornish hens. I thought that was fantastic. I saw that somewhere on TikTok or something, and then I just put my own spin to it. And I said, let me just.
You should share that sauce too, the dipping sauce.
Yeah, I'll share that dipping sauce, and I'll share my spaghetti squash, because I did spaghetti squash and I put a marinara sauce on it in place of actual spaghetti, and it was fantastic. So just different alternatives. I'm not saying that people have to give up spaghetti. I'm not saying you have to do whole pasta. Those are great options, but you have other healthier options to choose. And when you want an option that is not as healthy, do it in moderation. That's the biggest thing that I would say. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a weight loss instructor. I'm none of those things. But I'm saying, for the purpose of building you good habits, you leave room for the things that you love to do, realizing that you have to do them in moderation. You have to do them in moderation. I would never say to somebody that's in love with wine or in love with hard liquor, just keep doing it. No, when you go cold turkey and decide I'm only going to do iced tea, or I'm only going to do ginger ale, or I'm only going to do some seltzer, you can't go back the next week and drink everything you drank before, because that will stop your progress. But what you can do is slowly rewind those things back in. And if you're a person that has Jack Daniel every night when you come home from work, maybe you bring that down to a shot once a week or twice a week. See what I'm saying? If you know that brown liquor makes you act out, or brown liquor is not good for your health, then you learn that you have to do it in moderation, or make a decision like Tasha, I don't need it in my life. And that's what you do. But you got to get to a place where you're saying, this is about me and living the best life that I can live. And what are the things that I can keep in my life that won't bring me harm? And how can I bring down my usage so that it's in moderation? It's about choices. It's about choices. I am so glad that you came on. I don't know what to do except ask people to join us on the Gratefulness Journey and keep following Tasha Green. She's um, on Facebook. Go to Tasha Green, follow her. Now, we're going to have a dating game, so I want you to follow her too. I want Tasha to come to the dating game. But, follow her. She is single. Follow her. She's not a
There you go.
therapist right now. So she's not doing it for free. She's a professional massage therapist who is a business owner.
Yes.
What she does for a living. She does that for a living. So once she's back on her feet, back in the swing of things, help to support a Black business. Here is a Black business owner who is showing you that she's not only on the gratefulness journey, she is fully invested in her own self-care. And so I want you to join her and many others that are on the gratefulness journey. And you can click on that link that I've dropped in the comments, and I'll drop it one more time in the comments so that you'll have it. All right, wonderful. All right, thank you so much, Tasha. And so that was from our replay, our vault of content. And I want you to know that while Tasha and in that episode had lost 32 pounds, I think Tasha's closer to 70. It might be 78 pounds. She's going to let me know when she sees this. But she's continuing her journey, doing well, had the surgery, and still on her journey to living an amazing life. I saw in the comments where people are asking, where do I get that list of recipes? So I got to say it again. As I said in the video, I am not a doctor. I am not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. But what I provided to Tasha worked. I am not a licensed love coach. I am not a relationship coach by trade. I am not a pastor or counselor by trade or behavioral therapist by trade. I would tell you to run all of the things that I'm giving you by any of those persons that are in your life. I think it's important to have a therapist, but I'm telling you the stuff that I've shared has worked. That's what I'm telling you. And every person may not have the same result, but I will, for those of you that are asking for that list, I will provide it to you. It has specific things that were really geared toward Tasha's challenge with glucose levels. I knew how to get it eventually. Her blood glucose was out of whack. She was at, I think the first reading was like 577. Anybody that knows anything about glucose blood readings know that that is beyond stroke level. It's dangerous, right? So it was targeted to do that. And she was in chronic pain. But I will provide in an ebook form and drop it in the comments so you'll have it, those list of items that she chose. But just in summary, 30 days. I want you to try it for 30 days. I don't want you to try it for more than 30 days. Well, I want you to try it 30 days. And here's why. I believe, and in the research that I've done, you really can form a good habit in 30 days, especially if you stack it onto another habit that is successful. Now, you have successful habits, and I do too, that aren't necessarily good for us, but they are successful habits. So I'm not a smoker, never been, but if you're a smoker, and I'm starting to meet more young people who are weed smokers, no shade here. I'm not a weed smoker, never done it. Okay. I know it's legal in places, but if that's something you do every day without fail, stack something right after it. Okay. Most of us do this. Do you have your phones? Now, I have two phones, not because I'm important, but because people want to know where I am. That's all that means. But I put one phone purposely in another room at night, and I put the other phone on it has a sleep timer. It goes dark at a certain time, and only emergency calls will come through. But how many people wake up and sometimes before you kiss your honey good morning or kiss yourself, do you kiss yourself? You should. Or do anything else, even go to the restroom, check your notifications. Give me a like or love if you do that. Did you know that's a habit? If you do something without thinking about it, If you go in the bathroom and after you take care of your business, you wash your hands, that's a habit. If you brush your teeth in that first visit to the bathroom without thinking about it, that's a habit. I want you to go to the habits that you have that you virtually don't think about. Just kind of write down the things you do, start to finish, even the insignificant ones. Even if you roll up the blinds first thing in the morning or make your bed first thing in the morning, those are habits. That's what you should stack a new habit behind. As a matter of fact, if you can sandwich it in between two effective habits, it is going to be easier for it to take as a part of your regular regimen. So, whatever habits, put that breakfast meal, if it's oatmeal or if it's vegetables, into that habit. And so, for the first 30 days, you only do vegetables every meal, except twice a week, you're going to have oatmeal and you can have it with your vegetables. I know people are like, ugh. You're going to cut out sugar. You're going to cut out bread, except for pumpernickel bread. You are going to have fish or chicken once a week for one of those meals. Once a week. So it's only typically 4 weeks in a month. So for 4 weeks, you can have your choice of chicken or fish. Now, the fish cannot be the bottom feeder. So you don't want the bottom feeder fish, shrimp, and anything that can crawl on the bottom of the ocean. Not those, right? And none of these prepared foods can be fried. No fried foods. Try that from 30 days. Start any day you want, mark it on the calendar, journal about it. You're going to see improved sleep. You're going to see improved energy. You're going to see some weight loss, right? And for your drink, you're going to have 10 glasses a day of 8 ounces of water. Some people do big jugs. For some people, that's intimidating. You don't have to do that. But you can. If you want one big jug in the morning and it's going to be, what is that, 80 ounces of water, you got a 64 and then you fill it halfway up or, a quarter of a way. If you cheat, and Tasha talked about that, you increase your water, but you also drink tea. And in this tea, you're going to put fresh lemon, fresh ginger. I would say fresh ginger. If you buy it from the store, you can just chop it, fresh ginger. Um, Honey, be careful with the honey if you are diabetic, but make sure it's raw, unfiltered honey. And what did I miss? You can put cinnamon in there. I don't think we said that in there. Honey and apple cider vinegar. 2 cups of that a day. Now you can drink it cold, like you would an iced tea, or you can drink it hot. I say drink it hot in the morning as a part of those habits. Go right to the, whatever you do in the morning, get to that kitchen, boil that water, or if you microwave it, I don't know how you do it. Do that right then. Do that for 30 days. You're going to start to notice a little bit of the I call them tuck points, your love handles. Those are going to have a little less flesh to them. You're going to lose probably there for first, maybe some in your buttocks, depending on the individual. But you're going to notice some loss of weight. That is part of it. But what you really want to do is you're really giving your system a refresh. And then you're going to go to the 80-20 principle, which is 80%, day 31, 80% of the food that you eat is for the sole purpose of nourishing your body. So it's only things that you eat that are good for you. 20% of the food that you eat is going to be the food that you like, that you love, but you're going to do it in moderation. Okay. So you can't go right back to that ribeye steak. You're going to have to do it in moderation, right? Whatever it is that what it is for you. 80% of the food is going to be those grains, those vegetables, those fruits, those herbs, all of the things that you need to be given to your body, right? 80% of the time. Then 20% of the time, it's going to be that lasagna. It's going to be that lemon fudge pound cake in moderation. And then you begin to add back in the things that you want in your diet in moderation after you've built a new regimen for eating. And then you're going to be moving. Tasha talked about her challenge with moving. She was really having a lot of pain. She'd come to visit me and she couldn't really get up the stairs. And this is a person who's been very mobile, was a massage therapist, businesswoman. And so she struggled with that. She could not get, mobile. I said, okay, you made it up these stairs, so I'm proud of you. Now at home, walk your driveway. Pretend like you're playing 2 square or 4 square. Anybody might know about that. Walk the length of your driveway, walk back. You're done for the day. Do it until you can go to the next driveway and the next driveway and the next driveway until you can get 6 city blocks. Sure, you can go 12, you can go 20, you can run a marathon, but start with 6 city blocks on a regular basis. And if the weather isn't permitting, you can get to a mall or strip mall where you can walk inside, walk that and make an estimate of the 6 city blocks. Get the walking in. Sure, if you get a fitness trainer, they're going to have your own personal assessment. I'm not a physical fitness trainer, but the walking, the movement is important in helping your metabolism reset so that your body does all of the rid of waste, though it's going to be getting rid of less stuff initially, because after that 31 days, you start to build, you've built a new system. I'll say it that way. A new system of things that are going out and coming in, right? So all of that's going to change, right? All of that's going to change. And that's for anybody, not just someone who wants to lose weight. I think you see a dietitian more for that. Or not just someone who wants to regulate your blood sugar, your blood glucose. You see a endocrinologist or an internist for that. But if you want to just have a better regimen and diet and you want to feel better, a lot of that, and lose some weight, a lot of that is around how you eat, how you've programmed yourself to eat, how you reward yourself with food. For Tasha, she said, her best friend. You ask yourself, why is this my best friend? But when you starve your best friend, your best friend ain't as happy with that, right? And so you get to dig into yourself and ask yourself the questions around, okay, why is this my best friend? But you also get to build healthy habits. And building healthy habits make you feel better about yourself, builds your esteem, builds your gratefulness. You wake up wanting more of that because you have rested in gratefulness, right? You're closing your eyes at the end of the day and saying, Lord, I'm grateful that today wasn't as bad as yesterday. I was able to not have that extra drink. If you're a person that you're having too much beer and now you got the beer belly. So you know what? I was able to watch the game with a seltzer. And it's not about depriving yourself. It's about making choices that are going to help you live more fully, more healthy, and enjoy a better quality of life. And so I will share the recipe, Darren. Thank you for asking. I'm just going to go through. We played replay content today because I'm trying to get more of you to join us inside of Love and Stuff. Because really, I know people are looking for salacious content, and I promise you I'll give you some. But what I want people to get to, and if you see Darren Williams tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, you're going to learn more about how love interacts with the scriptures. But what I want you to think about is your own personal constitution. You know, we used to talk about that a lot in Love and Stuff. Not the one that was written by founding fathers, but the one that is from a pathology of your family, some of the things you've inherited. And the things that you say are non-negotiable. They are the rules that govern your life. I want you to challenge those rules about love and see whether or not written in your unwritten constitution is any language about self-love. What's your rules for loving yourself? What's your rules for loving God? What's your rules for loving your neighbor, your spouse, others? See, the Bible says on these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. We love the Lord our God with all our heart and our neighbors as ourselves. We think about God sometimes. We think about our neighbors and the other people we love. But how often are we thinking about what's the language? What's my language of love for me? What's my language of love that governs my actions and interactions around how I love me? That's what Inside of Love and Stuff is about. And I want you to join it because I think it will bless your life. I think if you get around like minded people who really want not just a boo or bae or husband or wife, and none of those are wrong, partner, life partner, whatever it is that you want, you get to choose that, right? The quintessential love gave you the right to choose that, right? But what about your love consideration? What if your love consideration is the springboard for every other type of love that you experience? What if you're meant to love and the way in which you love opens the door for the way in which you receive love? What if? That's what Inside of Love and Stuff is all about. And that's why we want you to be inside of Love and Stuff, not just in the Love and Stuff community on the periphery. We love celebrating people, love celebrating birthdays, love celebrating love, love all of the things that we can share about love. It's all positive mostly because I don't really want you to have to just look on Facebook. You can look anywhere and get all the negative, though we want to be relevant with the social justice issues that are before us. And there's a lot of negative stuff around that, unfortunately. We opened with prayer today for those families that have been impacted tragically by what is going on in Texas, Uvalde. We are beyond words. So we just went to prayer for that. And you'll find that here. But I want Love and Stuff to be a positive place where you can come, where there's no judgment. And there might be debate and it might be spirited. And we might not agree, but we can learn to love through our disagreements. And Inside of Love and Stuff will, I believe, help you do that a little bit more, a little better. So I just wanted to drop that in there. And thanks, Darren Williams, for joining us. He will be with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss him. He is a preacher extraordinaire, teacher, historian, educator, teacher and educator, I guess the same thing. And I'll make sure you all get that list. Ursula Bird, Merritt Bird has joined us. Christopher Bryant, thank you so much. Byron Stanfield, thank you so much. Sonia Cherise, thank you so much. Who is getting married. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad she came through. Linda Allen, Esther Smith, the Esther Smith. What do I do to get great people like that in here? All of you are great. Deborah Bishop, thank you so much. Valerie Colbert Osunwadi, who was with us. Listen, you need to go back and watch that social justice. We have a special lens on social justice, and we'll be doing some special things. Juneteenth is coming up. And Val did an exceptional job of breaking down to us this leaked opinion from the Supreme Court and how it can impact state to state our rights. It's important that you tune in to a love for justice because the arbiter of value is society. It is now, some would argue, the states. The states are going to be empowered to determine what is valued, what gets funded, and what rules go along with it. Not that they don't, but this seems to be more broad power than we've seen before. So thank you for joining us, Val. Rick Cranford, who's going to be on our show. We got some gentlemen, some of them married, some of them single, and you'll get to ask them questions. Won't you like this? Ladies, you'll get to ask them questions, and maybe fellas, if you want to. You get to ask them questions about, now, what do you think about this? So you can ask some real live questions if you aren't afraid to come on, because they will be live. Gonna have him and Bernard Harper and Isaiah Petway. They're all in different age brackets, 30s, 40s. I think Rick is close to the 50s, and Bernard is closer to 60. So what do they look for in a mate, and what's deal breakers? You don't want to miss that. So thanks for Cranford for coming through. Gregory Brown, one of my favorite people on the planet. Tabitha Goodner, who is just go sharpen yourself with her. Just say sharpen, and we'll connect you to Tab. I'm so grateful for all of you. It's 9:52. Sure, it's beyond the time. But I am excited that you have come. I hope that you will do two special things for us tonight. Tonight, our call to action, three special things. And I know you aren't supposed to do more than two. They're going to get on me. One, go to the Love and Stuff page and click the bell, which means you'll be notified when we go live. And I promise you, we don't go live 6 times a day. We go live maybe 3 times a week, maybe 4. And it's content that I want you to share with your friends and family, and I think you will enjoy it. Second thing I want you to do is go, while you're on that page, the Love and Stuff page, go under groups and click on inside of Love and Stuff and answer the 3 questions, you can join. So it's really click on that. I'm considering that all one call to action. Go to that group and join. Okay. I want you to go to the group and join. Okay. And then I want you to click share for this video. Tag 5 people who you know or you believe need to live a better life. And they could change up habits, especially around food. They don't have to be obese, they don't have to be heavy set. You just notice that they could do something different. Tag them in this. It's only titled Taking Care of You. So it's not some title where they'd be like, why you tag me? Taking care of you. We all could do a better job of that. Christina Smith has joined us. Thank you so much on YouTube. I love it. She's on YouTube with our YouTube folks. We all could do a better job of taking care of ourselves. I know that firsthand. And I was a caregiver. And during that time of caregiving, for me, nothing else mattered but giving that care. What I learned, some in hindsight, is that I could have given better care if I was taking better care of me. But I thought that that would be selfish because my mother needed me. She needed me to care for her, and she spent her entire life in the nursing profession and caring for other people and other people's children, and did it with excellence and was great at it. So I had to be the best caregiver, you see. I had to dot every I and cross every T, even though I didn't. And I lamented over not crossing T's and dotting I's, you know what I mean? And she would just pat my hand and said, you're a really good son. You really are trying. And sometimes I'd mess up something and we laugh together. She was a good sport about it most of the time. And I remember there were times that I had to care for her and I had to bathe her. Very proud woman. She didn't want her son bathing her. I guess I probably, if I were in that place, wouldn't necessarily want it. I had done it for my father. I had, as a young adult, very young adult, one of my early jobs, I worked as a CNA at a nursing home. So I was not unfamiliar with doing it. And she said, I just don't want you to wash me up. And I said, I'm going to tell you something that's going to crack you up. And she said, what? I said, what you've got, I've seen it before. And she said, oh, no, get out. But we laughed at that for years. But it's humbling to give care to the person who cared for you, who brought you into the world, and to try to do it the very best that you can. What I'm saying to anybody that is a caregiver, it is not selfish to take care of you first. It is selfless because you then have more to give others when you have given to yourself. I wish I had that piece of advice that I would stop in while I was preparing her meals, that I would prepare mine. She had a special diet, and I learned to eat a little better from eating some of her food, but I still prepared separate food. And sometimes I didn't prepare any at all and grabbed some fast food when I could have prepared food for me. I made sure she had a certain amount of rest, uninterrupted. We're not answering the phone. Nobody's calling. Nobody's coming over here. I didn't do that for myself. All of the things that I wanted for her, that I tried to do for her, I didn't do for me. Ended up borderline diabetic and high blood pressure on all kind of medicine, and I still do take some medicine. And my doctor said something that I'll never forget, that I write in the book. Your mother has graduated. She went to heaven in 2014. Autumn has graduated, and it was a different level of care for Autumn. It's time for you to graduate. What I took from that is that It's time for me to go to the next level and care for me. And I've been on that journey ever since. From meeting Pandit Dasa, who is a monk or an ex-monk who is smashing the game in mindfulness, a mindfulness expert, to shifting into a gratefulness journey every day, moving away from anger and frustration and drama and trauma into a gratefulness existence. I want to say to you, that's not selfish. That's selfless. It will allow you to serve in your capacities better, to find more meaning in your work, to love your families better, to be more present. Self-care is an important aspect, and I want to encourage you to go down the path to do it. I'm Marcus Holmes, the love activist. I'm excited about your future in love, and not just your boo or your bae. Some of you will reconnect with spouses. I don't know. I'm not a prophet, but that's what came up. Sorry. Some of you are going to be reconnected to people that you have walked away from. You're going to be reconnected to people that you walked away from. And it's getting ready to happen for you. That's I promise you, I'm not a licensed prophet. I didn't go to school of prophets. I'm not a sanctioned prophet. I won't start putting prophet in my title. But I feel very clear that I was to say that some of you have separated from people and you're coming back together with them. Now, I don't know anything about the separation or why. But the love, it's like a breath of fresh air that you wanted, the rekindling that you wanted of relationships is coming your way. And the question I want to ask you is, are you prepared through how you're loving yourself? Is your self-care game up? Because here you will be in a relationship trying to care for somebody else. And if you're not fully cared for, how much better will you be as a spouse, a child, a parent, a friend, a confidant, a sibling, a coworker, if you care for yourself? I strongly encourage you to get in touch with that love for yourself and nourish it, and watch how your self-care will literally be this. It will be your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness. Thanks for joining. Join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time with Darren Williams, Love and the Scripture, our newest offering. You don't want to miss it. He is excited about the scriptures, and he has a worldview on the scriptures that he wants to share with you to challenge how you think about love and to give you information on what the scriptures say about love. And then on Saturday, join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix. They love sports. So fellas and ladies who want to be where the fellas are, 1 hour of great sports, stupid news, sports talk from sports fans that are sports heads. You don't want to miss that. Be reminded that we are gathering information, gathering videos for Father's Day, which is also going to be Juneteenth. So we want to do a wonderful presentation for fathers. So if you have a father or you want to do a tribute to someone who served as a father for you, inbox us at The Love and Stuff. All we need is your 3-minute video that honors your father, and we will include it in the collection of videos. We had a beautiful Mother's Day celebration, and we want to do the same for fathers to have a wonderful Father's Day. Fathers, you rock. You deserve to be celebrated for the work that you do. You're unsung heroes in many cases, and you don't have to be an NBA sports star. You can just be a great dad. And we want to celebrate you. So if you know a great dad that's out there taking care of his children, you know a great dad lives next door to you, send us a video. Encourages children to send us a video to the Love and Stuff inbox here on Facebook, or you can inbox us on, you can comment to us on YouTube, and you can inbox us on Twitch TV if you want to, on any of those platforms. Send us the video, no more than 5 minutes, but 3 minutes is kind of where we would love for it to be. It will air on Sunday afternoon on Father's Day, which is also Juneteenth, and we'll be having somewhat a dual celebration that day. That's a special day. A lot is going on. The lovely Sonia Charisse, who is a member of our Love and Stuff community, is getting married. And I'm just so excited for her. She's a member of the Gratefulness Journey every day. And hopefully soon we will have out our book, which is about Sonia, kind of loosely about Sonia, that we've written a book. It's our next book that's going to be coming out. I hope that you will support it. If you haven't supported our current book, I hope you will. It's right now we're putting all of the monies towards scholarship, and we'd love for you to support that book, The Gratefulness Journey, every day. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? Thank you for joining us. What a wonderful show. If you see Tasha in these Facebook streets, encourage her. She's continuing to lose the weight. She's continuing to live the best life. And I hope it inspires you to do the same. I'm Marcus Holmes, the love activist. This is Love and Stuff, and you should join this community. We'd love to have you with us inside of Love and Stuff. See you soon.